So I'm in the little village of Hope in the Derbyshire Peak District. My bag's all packed for a little camping trip. I'm going to be doing one of Britain's top 10 walks. So a few years back, Julia Bradby did a TV show called Britain's Top 100 Walks, and number 10 on that list was Mam Tor, and that's the route I'm going to be taking today. But before we get to Mam Tor, we've got that small matter of Lows Hill to conquer. And between both the hills is one of the best ridges in the Peak District. I was melting down in the village with this wind shirt on, but it is blowing a gale now. First proper glimpse of Mam Tor. Looks even better in this weather. Nearly at the top of this one though. There we go. Lows Hill, Lows Hill, whatever you want to call it. Although if legend is to be believed, it's definitely Lows Hill. And over there is its counterpart, Win Hill. So the legend goes back in the 7th century, there was a fierce battle between Edwin of Northumbria and Cinegils, I think, of Wessex. Cinegils marched his troops up to the top of Win Hill, whilst Edwin's soldiers rolled boulders down the hill, crushing the Wessex faithful, which is where Win Hill and Lows Hill allegedly come from. Although there's no historical evidence to back this up, and Win Hill was originally recorded as Withinny Hill or Willow Hill. And it's been suggested that Lows Hill was probably known as Lows Hill, which means pigsty, or Loose Hill, meaning free land. And I think Windy Hill and Windy as Hell Hill would be more appropriate. Right, we're following the Yellow Brick Road. So the section between Lows Hill and Mam Tor is called the Great Ridge. It separates the Hope Valley on the left and the Edale Valley over on the right. And if I don't get blown off along the way, the next stop along the ridge is Back Tor. Really good up here today. Not going too close to the edge though with all this wind. It's the law though, you're not allowed to come up here without having a photo on this rock. It's not too far to the next stop. We're just approaching Hollins Cross, and this was a really important route between Edale and Hope. So before the church was built down in Edale, they used to have to carry coffins over the ridge along this route to the nearby village of Hope. And also there used to be an old cotton mill down in Edale, and most of the workers, they lived the other side of the ridge down in Castleton. They used to have to make that journey every day, wind, rain, snow. Nowadays we just do it for fun. Always make sure to keep stopping and having a look where you've come from. So you can see why Mam Tor made it into the top 10 of walks in Britain. The views from here are breathtaking. Rush Up Edge, Jacob's Ladder, up onto Kinder Scout, Edale down in the bottom there. And then from the other side, you've got the view back down the Great Ridge, as well as the Hope Valley. Winnets Pass, look at that over there. But what makes it really great is it's so easy to get up here. There's a car park just 200 yards down here. And it's just a little short walk up. You can bring the kids. Maybe if you're not up to big walks, this place is ideal. That is unbelievable. I've literally dropped down at 10 yards from the summit. A little bit of shelter from this hill here, and the wind's just disappeared. Here we go, back again. I love this stretch of road. It looks like something from a Top Gear challenge. But I've only driven on it a couple of times myself. So there's evidence of Mam Tor being occupied as far back as 1200 BC. And it's also the site of two ancient hill forts, one from the Iron Age and one from the Bronze Age, making this hill fort site one of the earliest and largest ever uncovered in Britain. I'm only guessing, but this looks like where some of the walls might have been. It's nice to be out of that wind for a little bit. It's not the best path, but at least it's not windy. Flies. Oh no. I'm praying that there's no midges when I'm in Scotland in a week or two. How cute is this? Go on, you have a stretch. Wow. I think it would be rude not to. Let's have some of that. Oh yeah. I could easily do full on Patrick Dickinson, nail this, and have another. I do like my IPAs, but when it comes to a thirst quencher, you can't beat a cold lager. So I've got this dilemma. I've brought a pot noodle with me. Normally that would make a phenomenal supper, but they do a Mam Tor burger in there for, I think it's $15.99, which is yay big. I could have another pint. What would you do? That seems to be doing a decent job. It's charged my power bank up, and now it's charging my battery for my camera. I did what any man would do. The pot noodle lives another day. However, totally different story for this burger. Every day is a school day. I've learned that a Mam Tor burger is far superior to a pot noodle. I don't know if things have changed, but you used to be able to just turn up here and leave the money in an honesty box. Looks like you need to book in by prior arrangement. Just quickly try the one up the road. It's not all bad. This one's closer to the pub. There we go, someone answered the doorbell. Just got to pay in the cafe in the morning. 15 notes though. Well, there's home sorter for the night. As you saw earlier, it's way too windy up on the tops for this little tent, so today's trip was more about just getting a bit of practice in, a few miles on the speedometer, shall we say. They've spent quite a bit of money on this campsite since it was Mr. and Mrs. Cooper's a few years back. They've got some really nice bell tents. Look at those. They look superb. Plenty of space around them. There's a little dining area as well, look. Undercover, protection from the rain. I bet they cost an arm and a leg though. They've even upgraded all the hard standing pitches as well, so if you've got a camper van, perfect now. Electric pitches along the back as well. So that's me set up. I'm not going to talk through all the gear, but I will list it all in the description if you want to find out what I've used today. I'm debating another pint. It's not very often I'm in this situation when I'm camping. Could just sit in the tent, but they might have Champions League on. When in Rome, or Edale in this case. So I'm not sure what day they serve them up, but you can get pizzas here. Cafe's closed now, but I will show you around that in the morning. The birds are in good song. Let's see what they've got on offer at the Nags. Hiker's Bar. Enjoyed that. Finished 2-2. Headlamp required. Shh, better be quiet. What do you reckon to my little tent? It's snug in here. Really enjoyed tonight. It's turned into a bit of a pub crawl. Although there's only 2 pubs. 4 pints. Proper sesh, that, innit? But, you know, I've had all the views today. I've done a fabulous walk. And I'm camping. But I'm not getting beat up by all those winds up there. Sometimes it's nice just to relax a little bit. To have a few more, I'll say, comforts. Although I've still got basic kit. But there's a toilet and a boozer about 200 yards away. You don't always need to be up in those hills getting beat up by the wind, rain and everything else that Mother Nature's got to throw at you. And Edale is a brilliant place to base yourself if you want to head up Kinder Scout. You could do the Mam Tor walk that I did earlier. Jacob's Ladder, Ringing Roger, the Edale Skyline. There's loads of places you can go. Even the start of the Pennine Way is literally 200 yards away from where I'm pitched. I just got told off. There was a lady in the tent, probably about 20-30 yards from me. Mister, please, can you stop talking? Be quiet, please. She's been coughing for the last half an hour, but, you know, you don't get that when you're wild camping. You don't want to fall out with your neighbours, do you? So I nearly didn't make it out on this camp. I've had it planned for ages. And Jo was just about to drop me off at the train station and she checked my train times. It turns out there was a rail strike. So if it was just left to me, I'd been stranded at the train station waiting for a bus that was a replacement bus service. But Jo kindly dropped me off. There's no trains tomorrow either, so it's either bus service or, fingers crossed, the wife loves me enough to come and fetch me from Edale. Right, I'm going to head back to the tent, Be as quiet as a mouse. And I'll see you in the morning. Morning. Slept alright. Woke up a few times. Definitely cosy in here. You get your padding, a couple of other bits and bobs, and that's about it. We had a little bit of rain, only for about an hour. It's a bit misty on the tops. Looks like I'm going to have to make my own. Oh, my ration pack again. Bill's Brew. Sounds American. So I got sent a boatload of ration pack stuff from Finn, friend of the channel. Cheers, Finn. I wonder how windy it would have been up on them tops. There's another one of your 9 lives gone. Your card's marked and your day will come. There's a little bit of condensation, so all I'm going to do is just drop the inner down and I can get to all this to wipe it. These cloths are brilliant, by the way. I think I got it from Home Bargains. It's called a minky cloth. Really, really absorbent. Just give that 5 minutes to air out a bit and then that's all ready to go again tonight. So if it was raining now, I would just unclip the inner, bag it up separately and then pitch the outer, wipe it down from inside and then re-pitch it at camp tonight. Let's see if I can get a decent coffee and pay for last night's camp.
Well, we picked some of the lines yesterday.
We're in a... Right, I'm going to call it quits for this video. Hope you've enjoyed it. Thanks for watching. I'll see you next time.